What is going on? In my last video, I made a track completely deaf with muted Ableton. Today, I'm gonna show you how I fixed it and what was the major issue that I was having with it. In this particular video, I'm gonna be talking about how I fixed the core mixing issues, and you're gonna be able to download this project file from the Patreon, so you know where it's at. Look at this little dookie demon. Okay, so this is the version we have now.
My arrows strike true.
So the main issue with all of the sounds were they were too loud, obviously. They had a shit ton of content that was just not in the right place. So for example, the main bass that we have here, let me turn off these a little bit. It originally sounded something like this, with a whole bunch of low end as well. I just EQ'd that part out somewhere. So the main issue was we had a shit ton of stereo information in the low end, which is not good at all. So I removed that at the end. I also bounced it out to audio in the previous video, so I don't have any issues with the synth itself, because the distortion chain I had on there was a pretty heavy one, so it was a little too much, but what can you do? So being careful with your low end, especially below like 1K, is crucial in my opinion, because it can really mess up your mix if it goes all over, messes up the entire thing. So other than that, I didn't do too much, but if you download the project, you'll see all the racks I've been using, all the plugins I've been using, but mainly I just gave it some tonality with the envelope follower EQ trick, automating the frequency shifter. Then I used a couple of glitches, you know, just the usual audio repetition. Also have some interesting plugins over here on the group. I think this is the only sound that I left intact from the actual original, at least in this instance, but here I chopped it up a whole lot. Because it sounds funky as a mother trucker. Also added some gun layers, but just to be perfectly clear, these are the same sounds as these, just stretched and then shaped into a percussion, spectral delay, serum effects, all passes to make it more noisy, choral to make it more noisy, cutting off the low end from the sides. Obviously, because I cut the lows too much, I had to give it a separate sub bass, so I'm using a separate sine sub bass. Not even noise on there, just a sub. Now this sound I really like, this CZ-esque. You can check out the previous video, because I show you how I made that sound. Even though you cannot hear it, this is the sound it became. It's really interesting and I like it a lot. Basically just using a spectral gate and then playing around with the pitch of the sample. But yeah, that's about it. That's the whole thing. If you want this project file, if you're curious about any of the techniques I used in there, definitely check out the Patreon, because you can download the entire project. See you in the next one. Peace. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to check out my website for a lot of high quality Serum and Vital presets and drum samples. You can also support me on Patreon, where I upload bass music specific tutorial content every single month. Peace.